1-2, 1-2.
Ariel Robles. Justin Menon. Colin Hogan.
Check, check.
David Butler back to Colin Hogan. Connor Owendy, first try of the season. welcome to Ollie Campbell Park in Dublin for round 13 of Division 1B. It is the hosts, Old Belvedere, taking on St. Mary's. It's a Dublin 4 versus Dublin 6 clash. St. Mary's are the team who have had a good season so far, winning 7 out of 12 games, excluding their 2 draws against Malone. They are ranked 3rd in Division 1B. Old Belvedere are struggling this season in 7th position, just winning 4 out of 12. But historically speaking, in the past 17 games, both teams have won 8 games, and there's been 1 draw with an average score line of 17 all. And the last team to win away from home in this rivalry was all the way back in 2014 when St. Mary's won right here at Ollie Campbell Park. With me in the commentary box today is Old Belvedere under-20s coach Quinton O'Neill. Quinton, good to have you here.
Thank you, Justin. Cracking day for it. I'd say conditions would be difficult for both sides. Wind blowing from left to right. Is that right, Justin? Soggy underfoot. Both teams coming off a 3-week AIL break, so it'll be interesting to see who gets the momentum going into this match today.
Just in terms of the teams for Old Belvedere, we run through the sides. James Bollard is the loose head prop. Joe Horan is the hooker. Ryan McMahon is the tight head prop. Will MacDonald is the number 4. Conor Wendy is the skipper at number 5. It's his 9th game back after tearing his ankle ligaments in round 1 against Nace all the way back in October. It's been a remarkable recovery. Fionn McWay is the number 6. He's back into the starting lineup after being out. He's their go-to operator at line-out time. Also pretty unlucky to not make the Irish under 20 side. And number 8 is Paddy Darling. Number 7 is Callum Darling. Number 9 and 10 is Connell Bird and David Wilkinson. Connell Bird, it's his first AIL start today. David Wilkinson gets his 4th cap. Justin Leonard is the inside centre who scored 82 points this season. The outside centre is David Butler, and then the electric back 3 of Ariel Robles, Colin Hogan and Jack Keating. They are coached by Ray Monaghan. On the bench is Shane O'Hare, Hugh Flood, Tom Mulclear, Jack Breen, the experienced Tommy Whittle and Jack Yolhini. For St. Mary's, they are captained by Richie Holpin, who has scored 6 tries this season. The loose head prop is Niall McInnes. The tight head prop is Michael McCormick, who is back from injury. Daniel Lean is the number 4. Liam Corcoran, the number 5. David Aspel is the number 6. Ronan Waters, the Buffalo, has scored 5 tries this season. Niall Hurley is the open side flanker. The halfback combination is Colin Riley, who is a Connacht player, with Mick O'Gara, who's in at fly-off today for the injured Connor Dean. Miles Carey is the top try scorer in Division 1B with 8 tries this season. He's paired with his outside centre Ryan O'Loughlin, who's actually replacing Connor Dean, and the back 3 is Craig Kennedy, David Flanagan and Matt Timmons. For the bench is Stephen O'Brien, Daniel Lyons, Peter Starrett, Connor Corcoran, Aaron O'Neill, Mark Fogarty and Podge Dundon. They are coached by Steve Hennessy. And Quinton, this is a crucial game in the season. St. Mary's, if they can pick up 5 points here, and Old Wesley managed to beat Highfield down the road in the top of the table clash, it's an opportunity for St. Mary's to actually leap into 2nd position, while for Old Belvedere, it's a tough series of games coming up. They've got Highfield next weekend, and the points have got to come from somewhere, and if they don't pick up points, they're going to be under a lot of pressure for regulation.
Yeah, I have to agree. I suppose we're getting down to the business end of the season, and just with the conditions today, I think it looks like Mary's are playing with the wind. It'll be a game of 2 halves. I think it'll be very competitive, as you say, of the overall sort of analysis of years gone by. It's always a closely fought match, and it's probably going to come down to the flip of a coin. But let's let them play. Have a good look.
The referee today is Mark Patton, former Ulster under-21 player. And to kick off, it will be St. Mary's playing from left to right in the form of Mick O'Gara, who has scored 3 tries this season and 29 points from the boot. Mark Patton just checking with his officials. Almost set to go here at Ollie Campbell Park. Into the 22. And that's not a good start for Old Belvedere. Right off the kickoff. And spilt by Jack Keating.
Yeah, Jack will be disappointed by that, but you know, it's a well-placed kick. So they're under the cosh straight away. Scrum time. Let's see how the two teams match up.
St. Mary's coming off that victory 3 weeks ago against Navan. Set piece was outstanding. We've got an early opportunity here. It will be Colin Riley to feed. And we'll have a reset.
Yeah.
Old Belvedere's set piece has been good this season, but perhaps they are over-reliant on it. Ronan Waters and Mary's get the penalty.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what that penalty was for. It looks like that, we say the tight head bringing it down. A bit of pressure in there. Good scrum for both sides, I thought. Nice and square.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Kick to the corner.
Slightly delayed. Some apologies.
So Richie Holpin, his lineouts, the skipper's lineouts have been very good this season. 6 tries as well for the captain. And up goes Waters. It's looking good. Very good platform. Ryan O'Loughlin at the back. St. Mary's cash in for the opening score. And that is impressive stuff. Clinical from St. Mary's.
Yeah, excellent maul there by St. Mary's. Through to 4 in the line out. You see Belvedere tried to contest it too. Thought they had the read, but you know, they brought it. St. Mary's brought it down, nice and square. Got the roll on, try time. So that's goes to show, you know, one little error, kick to the corner, you're in trouble.
Impressive work as well from the inside centre of St. Mary's, getting involved in that maul.
Yeah. A couple of backs there joined the maul. I suppose from a coaching perspective, you'd be looking at to seeing how you could sort of pull that maul down before it got going, but it didn't seem that was the ploy. They thought they could hold the drive, I suppose, but fair play to St. Mary's. Great start for them.
So Mick O'Gara couldn't convert. But it's a really good start for St. Mary's. That early error from the right winger, Jack Keating. David Wilkinson for Miles Carey, top try scorer. He's taken it just outside his 22. And Riley, another tester for Connell Bird, who's taken it really well. The under-20s player. And it's a pick and go from Bollard. Bird for McMahon. Wilkinson to Keating, tackled by Mick O'Gara. Callum Darling with the carry. Bird, good pass to McMahon. He's second tackled by Aspen. And Wilkinson for Ariel Robles. He's got Darling in support. For Belvedere, not really going anywhere. Good defense by Ronan Waters. Opportunity on the left. Justin Leonard takes contact. just about 10 meters here, old Belvedere. No solutions at present. The defensive line is really good from St. Mary's. Gained about 20 meters, and here's Colin Hogan. Just really going backwards here. David Butler. This will be a huge confidence booster for St. Mary's. Connell Bird. Just calm things down. And Flanagan with the take. It's a good kick chase by Wilkinson. But they've done well, St. Mary's. Corcoran, big lock forward. Colin Riley to reply with his version of a box kick. And Hogan, he's really been good this season, the fullback. Makes a few meters. McWay, tackled by McInnes. Belvedere, they like the pick and goes. McDonald tackled by Carey and O'Loughlin. McMahon, flat line by St. Mary's. Bird for Wilkinson. Winning the defensive battle at the moment, St. Mary's. Brilliant hands by the tight head prop, McInnes. McCormack, should I say. And Carey, a bit of a dummy. Riley back to O'Gara. Colin Hogan is well poised at the back and he's searching. Really good play from the fullback, but he needs support. He's still going. Holding the tackle, says Mark Patton.
Yeah, penalty there for the double roll. Used to be able to gain a bit of ground in the contact situation, but now you have to release straight away. You might get one roll, but you definitely can't do two. Great defence by St. Mary's. Both teams just trying to hold the ball. You could sort of see the difficult underfoot conditions there. You can't really too much sidestepping or too much movement without it being too slippery. But a net gain for St. Mary's. A line out, a couple of metres out from Old Belvedere's 10-metre line.
Richie Holpin, the hooker. Captain, second season as captain for St. Mary's. There's a good take by Lee. And here's Aspel. Really been good this season. Joe Horan trying to poach it. And Old Belvedere have done a good job. Perhaps their best passage of play, even though it was in defence.
Yeah, Joe Horan with the penalty turnover there. 5-man line out from St. Mary's. Got good gain line, but nice chop tackle. And Joe was in like a flash there for the jackal. Kick to touch by David Wilkinson. And we have a line out to Belvedere. John McKee out injured today. Joe Horan steps up.
Up goes McDonald, pops it to Bird. Wilkinson, good hands for Leonard. Callum Darling in centre field. McMahon putting his head down. It's a really good carry from the tight head prop. Wilkinson. Back by Darling and Cono Wendy, the captain. And McDonald with a dummy. Bird for Wilkinson. And here's David Butler. Tackled by Carey and Mick O'Gara. He's got the steal. Really good work by the out half.
Nice play by Belvedere. They tried to get, it looks like St. Mary's defence is well organised. They're not really contesting at the breakdown, keeping numbers on their feet and making it very hard for Belvedere to break that defence down, go through it or go outside it. They're going to have to come up with some special plays to break this defence down by the looks. Great rip there. I'm not sure who it was there for the turnover in the tackle. So it's like it's knocked it forward in the process. So Belvedere will attempt to strike off the set piece here on the scrum. It's important they just get a nice square scrum or even a tight head lead. Looks like a little bit of a change there. Will McDonald going off, Tom Mulclair coming on for his second AAL match.
It's opportunity here for Old Belvedere, just outside the St. Mary's 22. Solid scrum. Wilkinson, Leonard and Butler hitting the line. Not clear. So early touch for the replacement player, McDonald now. Not clear. Pollard. Wilkinson or Justin Leonard. And at the back there's David Flanagan, who's under a lot of pressure. And that ball's not out, so David Wilkinson has an opportunity now. Needs to be careful, he doesn't get isolated. He needs support beyond McWay. Pollard, former Island under 20, and Old Belvedere have got a penalty.
Yeah, the initial strike off the scrum was a short ball straight to David Butler in the centre. It looked like there was space on the outside. Didn't quite get it there. They'll be probably disappointed that they didn't read that a little bit quicker. Just shows the strength of that wind, you know, and lovely sort of kick to the corner, the left-hand corner, and a big clearance by the St. Mary's 15. Result, penalty on the 10 metre. Well, they kicked to touch. I doubt whether they'd be able to kick for goal in this sort of wind. Is that temporary replacement? Is that Tom's back off now? Is he?
Paddy Darling's back on.
Oh, Paddy was off.
It's the season for Old Belvedere. They have scored 31 tries and conceded 36 with an average score line of 21 points to 24. And St. Mary's, they have scored 44 tries and conceded 37 with an average score line of 28 points to 23. So one of St. Mary's' strengths is definitely their try scoring ability, although they have conceded quite a lot of points. St. Mary's wins coming in City of Oman, Old Belvedere in November, Navan, Nace, Banbridge, Shannon. We've got 2 draws as well against Malone, and back-to-back rounds, 42 all and then 17 all.
That was crazy results, wasn't it? You know, both teams. Was that the match before Christmas and the match after? Yeah, unbelievable scores. Just goes to show, you know. Great attacking play in both games. With the 17-all draw, must have been a bit more of a hard fought. But I actually watched that match on repeat somewhere. Great game, crazy game. Try after try, which is what I suppose we all like to see. Both teams 12, 13 minutes into the game, having a good look at each other, be trying to work out, you know, where the strengths are, where the weaknesses are, where can we try and get an advantage. So it's probably a little bit of a break now. We'll give both sides the opportunity to have those discussions and maybe get a bit of information fed into them from the sidelines to see what the coaches think. But at the end of the day, it's up to the players to execute, come up with the plays.
Mark Patton, the referee, absolutely fine. Play will resume.
David Wilkinson kicking to touch. Finds it well on the 22.
Old Belvedere. Well, they love the roving maul, the standout feature of their attack. But often it can be quite predictable. And a lot of the sides in Division 1B know it's coming.
When you see one of the forwards parking up at scrum half, you know that's coming. And here we go. It's nicely set. There's a good bit of weight in there. Colonel Bird trying to organise things.
Back to Bird. And McWay. Series of pick and goes by Old Belvedere, looking to earn the right to go wide. McInnes with the tackle. Cono Wendy for McMahon. And St. Mary's get the penalty. And it's almost as if they know what's coming as well. They know it's going to be eroding more, followed by a series of pick and goes, especially when the ground is quite soggy as well.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Penalised there for going off their feet. I think you have to be technically very good around those fringes. With the way the attack's going, it's more like these days when you're playing, the referees will favour the defending side, so you have to be technically very good. If you're going to pick and go, you have to pick and goes in twos, or you have to try and lift it to another pot. But you definitely have to be connected. Any separation, and you're in trouble.
Taken by Corcoran. The rolling maul is set. Cono Wendy trying to go through the centre. Dismantle this rolling maul. St. Mary's have gained a lot of leaders. McInnes has it at the back. And Riley just says, keep going, sir. This is fabulous stuff out here at Ollie Campbell Park. And they've got the penalty as well. Big meterage gain there for St. Mary's.
Yeah, fabulous ball by Mary's there. Was a net 15 metre gain. I think Morling's going to be a very you're going to have that. How would I say? You would need a good rolling maul today in these conditions, and milk for penalties as well. But Belvedere didn't really sort of hit that early and hard. Just a little bit disjointed, and a net gain for Mary's of 50-60 metres. They'll probably look to go again.
Richie Halpin.
It's a better sack by Belvedere. Brought it down straight away. I think that's what's going to be a key factor today, bringing it down straight away.
Mary's on the attack. Riley for Waters. Looking for their second try. O'Loughlin for Carey. Riley pops it to Corcoran. Ronan Waters on the charge. Horan trying to get the steal. McCormack, tight head prop. Waters again. Halpin trying to go through the centre. St. Mary's into the 22. Can they cash in? Corcoran tackled by O'Wendy. The game management is looking really good at the moment. Pick and go. Really this time. Aspel. Just need to keep composed here, St. Mary's. 5 metres out. Aspel. Really good stuff. Old Belvedere having to make a lot of tackles. They've got the free play as well. So it's not over.
Looking to play out the back here sooner or later. Yep.
Carey looking for his 9th try of the season. Corcoran lays it back. And Hurley this time. Mikogara is just happy to let the forwards rumble. Waiting for that right moment, but we will come back for the penalty. But so many phases there, Quinton, and they just look so relaxed as well. No panic.
Yeah, just a nice flow to St Mary's play. They're all organised, all joined, connected up, and then their pick and goes are very effective. They seem to be going in twos and threes, but the second guy coming in on the ball carrier is just disconnecting that defence from the tackle, so he's just coming over the ball carrier and making a nice, clean, easy feed for the scrum half to pick and go or take his options and in and around the fringes. There's a few gaps coming in and around the ruck, and that's just great play by St Mary's. It looks like to get 3 points out of that particular play.
Mikogara, easy as you like, for the yard half, and it's St Mary's 8, Belvedere 0.
Yep, St Mary's well worth the 8-0, playing very well with the wind at their backs. You'd wonder how much the wind is worth in a game like today. It's always the case in November. Come February, March, the conditions do come into play, and often with a big strong wind, sometimes it's easy to play into it. Sometimes it's if you can use it effectively, which St Mary's are doing. So another change. So Jack Keating entering a ruck.
It's taken by Ronan Waters, who's heavily influential in the phases previously, and Colin Hogan has some work to do. He beats the tackle of Carey. Connell Bird at 9 and finds Bollard. Gaining a few metres. Wilkinson, Justin Leonard looking for some grass, and he's found Colin Riley. Too much oats on that one, and that's a heavy net gain for Old Belvedere. And Colin Riley, the Connacht professional, he won't be happy with that one.
Yeah, doing the pressure around with the kicking game sometimes. I think Justin was intended to kick it into the middle, but just goes to show, turn the pressure around. Mistakes can happen. Belvedere with the line out feed. So they've got the scrum half in there. So I'd say it'll be off the top. Kind of Wendy having a chat with the referee there to get a bit of clarity.
So Joe Horan, Darling does well to regather that ball. It's not clean at line out time. McMahon with the carry. Beyond McWay. Followed for Joe Horan. Almost breaking through. Bird, Wilkinson with David Butler. McWay trying to go through the centre. It's a good carry by the number 6. Bird for Will McDonald. Tackled by O'Loughlin. And McWay once more. Bird for Wilkinson. Justin Leonard for Ariel Robles. That's what his team's only try against Wesley a few weeks ago. And Paddy Darling playing an 8 today. Bollard. Wilkinson back on the inside for Joe Horan, tackled by Aspel. Very strong defensive line again by St Mary's. Colin Hogan running out of ideas, and Craig Kennedy trying to pick that one up.
Yeah, hard play by Belvedere. Nice one-off carries. I see just a little tip-off from James Bollard to Joe Horan. Made a little bit of a gain. I think they're going to have to look for those little tip-ons. One-off runners is not really going to do it against a solid St. Mary's defence. To see the frustration in the end by putting a kick in and getting a charge down. So a few more tip-ons running into space would be a work on for Belvedere, I'd say.
And Quinton, a lot of the 21 players today involved in this fixture, a lot of them are under 20, so good experience, but also a lot of rugby for these young men.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, there's eight under 20s, eligible under 20 players playing in the Belvedere side today. Yeah, it's all about getting good rugby for them. They're a great bunch of young lads. Paddy Dowling as well, Ryan McMahon just recently out of the 20s. So a very young Belvedere team trying to find their way in AIL. And it's often when young players come up to the senior environment, it's about how they fit in, and it's a little bit different in their schooling days and the under 20 days. So it's about them just sort of finding their voice, having a say, having a contribution, because they'd be naturally quite shy or quiet, well mannered, but there's, from what I've seen, having them in our under 20 environment over the past year, they're an excellent bunch of young men, and the future of the club. It's just the way it works sometimes. You know, you get a lot of injuries, or people going away to work, or whatever the reason may be, and you need young players coming through. Well, the under 20 competition does give them that grounding into club rugby, transitions them out of school into club rugby. But in saying that, they still have to learn the hard graft of AIL, big physical, division, home and away, different styles. So they are learning what that picture looks like, because AIL, it's the heart of the community. They do have to find their way. So we have scrum to Belvedere. I wonder if they've learned anything from the last strike. I suppose part of the analysis would be, what sort of defence is St. Mary's using? Where is the space? How can we put people into space? Because sometimes the strike off set base is the best place to try and get your tries. Everyone's fixed in a position. How can you manipulate that to get a 5-pointer?
So Connell Bird, one of those under 20 players. Wilkinson, Justin Leonard, inside for Jack Keating. Making some good yards. Bird for Justin Leonard, showing some footwork, and he's done really well, Leonard. He needs support, and he finds Lean, and Lean is setting off the lock forward. Brilliant pass for Aspel, and here's Perry, and this is where they can be devastating, St. Mary's, in the open plains. And here's Azza Robles, and he has shanked that one under pressure. And that's got to be disappointing for Old Belvedere on the attack. Beautiful little break by Justin Leonard.
Yep, a lovely little break from Justin. He held his feet and powered through to centre. Just a little bit unfortunate. He gave away a 50-50 straight to Mary's, and pressure down. One nice play out to the wing. Let the ball do the work. And they have another chance to strike from the Old Belvedere, just outside the Old Belvedere 22. Looks like a maul coming on at the scrum half, being a forward, but won by Old Belvedere well at the front there.
John McWay, really good work. Old Belvedere needed that one. Connell Bird using the caterpillar ruck to good effect. Not his best kick. from Aspel. St. Mary's, well, known for their attractive rugby, but they're also not afraid of the pick and go and the gritty work. It's a Buffalo that time, Ronan Waters. Aspel is a stocky customer. He lays it back. Riley, or Lachlan to Kerry. Really good defense by McMahon and Bollard. Two props in combination. Aspel. Some good defense from Old Belvedere. Showing that they're also up to the task. Corcoran smashed back in the tackle. Riley back to O'Gara. And Ariel Robles is at the back. Very quick player. Asa Robles. Very instinctive player. McMahon with a massive dummy. The pick and go from McWay. The best passage of play, and then Wilkinson looks for touch, and he finds touch. Good pick by Wilkinson. Looks like Flanagan maybe misjudged that one, but some good play.
Lovely counter attack there by Asa. Ariel Robles. End result, Wilco kick into the corner there. You can see a little bit of space if they're quick with their ruck ball. I think there's space there. It's just about how they connect it all up. Very physical and attritional game by looks. It looks. Ryan McMahon down there on the halfway on the 10-metre line. Treatment. Probably just getting a bit of a break. Bit of the magic water.
These next 3 games for Belvedere, we've got Highfield, Shannon and Malone, and that Malone game is away. The Shannon game's at home, Highfield away, and then for St. Mary's they've got Shannon at home next week, followed by City of a mile away, and then they've got Banbridge at home. So very competitive.
Great fixtures, aren't they? Very competitive.
Brilliant fixtures.
Everyone has to be on top of their game.
And also where both these teams are on the table, because St. Mary's, they might be after a home semi-final, and Old Belvedere on the other hand, they don't want to flirt too much with relegation as well. So they've got to pick up some points in these 3 games against other teams that are heavily the favourites.
Yes, exactly. It's all about winning your next game, isn't it? Give you a shot. That's why Belvedere, whether they want to be looking up at the table or behind them, so just getting the results is what it's all about.
Open up for Corcoran. And Old Belvedere, he has a massive moment. They've got the turnover as well, and they need to take advantage of this now.
Great line out by St. Mary's. I just see that the second row was just holding his hands out and they just slapped it down, which comes as a knock on. Probably didn't get his forwards in quick enough around the ball. Scrum to Belvedere.
So do Old Belvedere mean business? It's a big opportunity here. Really good scrum. Bird for Leonard, who takes contact. And Bollard with the carry. Connell Bird for Darling. And McDonald. Joe Horan, well poised. Need to be careful that they don't get too relaxed with the pick and goes. Heavy feature of their game for Belvedere. Pono Wendy under a lot of pressure. Driven back in the tackle. Horan lays it back. Followed. That time with the pick and go. Looking to the hard yards. Go straight through the heart of St. Mary's. Phase after phase, it's Mac Way. Another pick and go. Warren. Just got to be patient. Bollard. Connell Bird. Little dink over the top. And they'll come back.
Must be a penalty advantage. Not rolling away in the tackle. Take the 3 points, I'd say. Very attritional, physical take on the attacking structures from both sides. Both pretty happy there, just stay in the line, make the tackles, wait for a mistake, but this time Mary's infringed and the referee awards the penalty.
And possibly St. Mary's actually won't mind that, because there was so many phases there, only really giving up 3 points.
Yeah, it looks like Belvedere doesn't look that threatening. I think if Mary's would just say if we can just keep making the tackles here, they're not really going to go anywhere. Whereas Belvedere probably has the opposite view. We'll just keep taking them on around the fringes, especially into the wind with 5 minutes to play.
Belvedere 3, St. Mary's 8.
So St. Mary's 5 points in front away from home. And of course their last away win at Ollie Campbell Park all the way back in September of 2014. A long time ago. Mick O'Gara. Darling for Bird. Good touch finder by the under 20.
Yes, great kick by Godel there. Finds himself in the kicking position. Playing 9 today, but also play just as good as a 12. We've been playing him at a 12. Great all-round player. His brother's over in Clontarf playing Toig, playing for Clontarf, winger fullback. So two great boys, great men, but also very talented rugby players.
Richie Halpin. Up goes Lean for Riley and Aspel over the advantage line. And McInniff on the charge. McMahon is over that ball, but not supporting his body weight.
Yes, great play by St. Mary's, who won the gain line straight away there. Nice big carry. Burst through the tackle. And often that, from a set piece, if you can get over the vantage line and get the defence on the back foot, you can make hay when the sun shines, as they say. But Belvedere penalised for not rolling away or not supporting their body weight. So in a tackle situation, you can either go in straight away, if you can lift the ball as a defender, there's a fair chance you'll get a penalty, but you do have to support your body weight, so you can't be sort of on your elbows over the ball trying to rip it out. So Ryan will be disappointed with that. That's just the way it goes sometimes in these tackle situations.
So Mick O'Gara. He's definitely got the distance, and it's off the upright, and anything can happen here. And St. Mary's at the scrum.
She's very unlucky there by Mick. A great kick. Strike the upright. That's for all you young players out there. When you're defending the kick, mark the posts. This is scrum to St. Mary's. Must have come off the post and knocked on by Belvedere. Caught them napping. Great opportunity here for St. Mary's. A couple of minutes before half time.
Mick O'Gara, of course, is supposed to go play MLR this year for Utah Warriors, but visa complications. St. Mary's will be happy about that. Ronan Waters with the carry off the back of the scrum. And Corcoran. Lovely variation. Flanagan for Carey. Miles Carey, the outside centre. Riley for Lean. Tackled by Wendy and Pollard. Aspel. Riley for McInniff. Wilkinson with the tackle. And Hurley, really good carry by the number 7. Carey to Mick O'Gara. O'Gara for the score. Really close. Another pick and go, so composed, St. Mary's. Try time. Miles Carey gets his 9th try of the season. The outside centre doing some dog work and well rewarded.
It's great play by St. Mary's. Heading it in, number 8 off the back of the scrum. Great tackle by Callum Dowling around the legs, chopping him down. A few phases later, into the midfield, rewind play out to the left-hand side, and they come all the way back across to the right-hand side. Looked like it was held up on the line, but someone just got the ball out and tried to the 13. I think great try by St. Mary's. Hitting the gain line just about in every carry, winning the gain line, as they say, making Belvedere work very hard. Kick to come.
Try scoring machine. And it just shows you what the upright does. Hitting the bar, resulting in the try. Mick O'Gara. Banjo, they call them. And Banjo slots a beautiful one. Mick O'Gara. But they look like a really well-drilled side, the St. Mary's team. Don't panic. They've had 2 opportunities to score, or 3 opportunities to score. They've scored two tries from those 3 opportunities, and a penalty as well.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. They look well oiled. Scrum half coming around the side. He's sort of stepping around the rucks and just laying the runners off when he needs to. He's passing straight off the base when it's quicker ball. They've got good organisation and look well worth their points they've scored so far. Just a bit of a knock on there, so give Belvedere a little bit of an opportunity with a couple of minutes. Would it just about be half time? Must be last play. About a minute 10 to go in the half. So Belvedere trying to get back into the game at this stage. 15-3 to Mary's.
Third. Another good scrum. Wilkinson. Options. Keating. Colin Hogan. Beating Carey. Beautiful offload, but Jack Keating can't gather that one. And really unlucky. Perhaps the correct idea, just not pulling it off. But the innovation is there.
Yeah, playing Jack Keating out the back there. He's an Irish international club player, you know, trying to use his speed and just trying to get through the St. Mary's defence. Nice little inside ball from Colin Hogan back into Jack, but just couldn't quite hang on to it, so no advantage. Scrum to Mary, so I'd say they're looking to, with 10 seconds to go, I'd say they'd be looking to either get it down there or get it off the pitch and have a bit of a break for half time.
So Colin Riley to feed. And Waters controlling it at the back. And Riley knocks that one into touch. It's been a very effective half from St. Mary's. At 15 points to 3. St. Mary's opening the account right in the opening 2 minutes. They're loading more try. And then also heading back nicely with a try just before half time. Milo Carey getting his 9th try of the season. I suppose the big question here, Quinton, is can Old Belvedere get back into this game? 12 points down on a soggy pitch is quite a difficult ask.
Yes, that's the $1 million question, Justin, isn't it? I suppose, you know, Belvedere will be looking to grab a bit of confidence or grab a bit of organisation at the half-time break, but they'll be definitely looking to play play field position, I'd imagine, use the wind. But the old cliche, you know, whoever scores after half-time will be in control. If Belvedere can get a little bit of a try back or even a penalty, get the momentum back into their favour. But Mary's, they'll be well worth that lead. well executed, couple of good tries. So let's look forward to the second half.
Don't go anywhere. Big 40 minutes to come. second half almost underway. St. Mary's in heavy control, and you won't see it on picture, but it's a phenomenal turnout here at Old Belvedere. Club rugby is really, really back and looking pretty healthy as well, it must be said.
Yeah. Oh no, it's great to be back, isn't it? You know, after the last couple of years and all the shutdowns and start-stop, great to see a good, healthy crowd here today, all in good spirit too. The bar, the balcony's full. It's a great place, Old Belvedere, to watch a game of rugby with the balcony giving you a grandstand view, as they say.
St. Mary's out on the park, just waiting for Old Belvedere. And St. Mary's chasing their first away win against Old Belvedere in the All-Ireland League since 2014. And Old Belvedere will not want that to happen on their paddock. But in order to stop St. Mary's, Old Belvedere will need a massive shift here, a massive 40 minutes, and probably their best 40 minutes of the season if they are to turn things around.
Yes, I agree, Justin. St. Mary's going for a split kickoff. Separate their two jumping lifters.
So David Wilkinson, also under 20 player. It's quite a difficult ask for scrum off and out off, both under 20, and then Justin Lennon, also just a youngster, but brilliant for the future.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no, they definitely haven't been given the jerseys. They've earned them. Great young players, but you know, controlling a game at AIL levels is different, and they're learning their way through it. But they're there on merit. Justin Leonard at 12 too would have played a lot of AIL at 10. He's still eligible for under 20s as well.
Scrappy ball for Old Belvedere. It was a good kick by Riley, and Pollard this time lays it back for Bird and William MacDonald, tackled by Holpin. Really good dummy and carry in centre field. Another pick and go from Joe Horan. It's Callum Darling with that dummy and carry. Wilkinson for Colin Hogan. He's having a good game. And the offload not so effective as a Robles. Has to perform the recovery. And Aspel is coming through the centre of that ruck. And Timmins, the winger. But it is a penalty.
Yes, a great opportunity there for Colin Hogan. Will be disappointed with that final pass. St. Mary's penalised for going off their feet at the ruck. Nice counter ruck, but if they'd have stayed on their feet, I doubt whether the penalty would have been given away. So Belvedere have a good opportunity, good field position to make sure of the line out. I'd imagine it'll be a more. What do you think, Jason?
I think there's a 95% chance, Quinton. Joe Horan at the back.
Yeah. Callum Dowling at scrum half. I think the maul's coming.
Here we go. Darling. And Old Belvedere looking for a vintage Rothing Moore. St. Mary's know what is coming and reading that book this time. Pick and go by MacDonald. So can they show some innovation, Old Belvedere, or will it just be the pick and go? They've got the free play. Bollard. Cono Wendy. Driven back in the tackle. It's an opportunity to get back into this game. It's Justin Leonard for David Wilkinson. Ariel Robles, who's tackled by Carey. Connell Bird. Darling. A massive dummy by MacDonald and Joe Horan. It's a Nuggety customer. There could be trouble here. Mark Patton, referee, is going to have a chat.
Yeah, the initial maul by Belvedere, they seem to be set early for a maul, but just St. Mary's splintered the maul and it broke down, but managed to keep hold of possession long enough to get another penalty. So back to the same place where we started. St. Mary's be staying on the ground here, looking to stop the initial drive. Get the spears in, going straight through it.
And rising is Paddy Darling. It's a good line-out operator. And it's looking good. Joe Horan at the back. Swiveling around. Joe Horan scores for Old Belvedere. And they're back in this contest.
Yes, great maul there, nice and solid, and Joe breaking off the back. So Belvedere, like we said just before half time, they score first, are back in the game.
Joe Horan with his 4th try of the season.
Yeah, lovely maul. Can't beat a lovely maul on a nice February AAL Saturday.
So testing up for Justin Lennon will be a 5-point ball game. And all of a sudden the optics might change in the second half. St. Mary's, well, you'd think they would still be composed, but they might just be an element of doubt creeping in if this one does go over.
Yes, you're correct, yeah. Justin's usually a really accomplished goal kicker. Nice left footer on him. He's taking his time. Keep their head down. And it's
Lovely
over.
kick. Lovely kick from the former Leinster under 18, under 19 and under 20. And that kick has put some pressure on St. Mary's. And it's really game on.
Yeah, 5 points in it now, 15-10. Belvedere will be looking to take a clean kick off and exit, or just get the transfer the pressure down to St. Mary's end would be the coach's dream.
McDonald. A good take. And Pollard. He's done an awful amount of work, the loose head prop. Bird. Lovely delivery for Wilkinson. And that ball is not out. Here's Craig Kennedy. And Ronan Waters. Justin Leonard falling off the tackle. Huge carry by Waters. Lovely play to Kerry. 9 tries in the season thus far. Aspel, the stocky customer. O'Gara, beautiful ball for Flanagan. And here's Craig Kennedy, who's got support from Timmins. And starting to look adventurous. Richie Holpin, that's offside. So St. Mary's have the free play. Riley for Lean. And it's starting to flow for St. Mary's. McAniff. Riley. Waters on the charge. He needs support. Riley. Flanagan. And Kennedy is planted in the tackle. And we'll come back for the penalty. But some good stuff here from St. Mary's. That was beautiful to watch.
Yes, great play. Great play. Nice to see the ref playing the advantage as well. You know, the penalty advantage went on for a good bit, which is great to see. Playing advantage, letting the boys have a crack at it. If it doesn't work, then bring it back to the original penalty. Line out, 6 to 7 metres out from the Belvedere line. I'd imagine they'll try and do what Belvedere just did a couple of minutes ago and try and maul it over.
Looking for the ultimate riposte here after conceding off the maul. And they're looking to give Old Belvedere a taste of their own medicine, but good defense from Old Belvedere at that line out, dismantling the maul. Looking for that 3rd try of this fixture, St. Mary's. This is where they've been so good in this fixture, but very relaxed. Another pick and go Trying to go through the heart of Old Belvedere. It's Corcoran. Riley for Kerry, looking for try number 10. Aspel that time. So close. Niall Hurley using a few meters there. Aspel. McCormack, the tight head prop. Hurley once more. So many pick and goes. And St. Mary's have the free play as well. And what does Mark Patton say now? He's not happy with a replacement player, perhaps. Is it possible to give a replacement player a yellow card, Quinton?
I suppose it is. Refer to the judiciary. Great play by Marys, you know, they're well in control there. I thought Belvedere maybe tackling a little bit too high, but in the end, sometimes if you don't get your tackling right and you end up on the wrong side, it's very hard to roll away with players trapping you in there, so that's what the penalty was for, not rolling away. Referee just had a discussion. Oddly enough, that was the St. Mary's subs he was talking to, but he's given a hard warning to Belvedere to keep their mouths quiet. He'll ref the game. You just concentrate on playing it, which is generally like to see. Look like a tap and go here. Mary's backing themselves.
David Aspel. St. Mary's looking for the ultimate riposte. Another pick and go through Hurley. Aspel. Got it in the palm of their hands for try number 3. Hold up. That's a big return for Old Belvedere. Big moment in the game for goal line dropout. Outstanding defense.
Yeah, outstanding in defence. Yeah, got underneath him, turned him over. Sometimes, you know, that's the worst thing possible for the attacking team. Used to be a scrum back, but now it's a goal line dropout. They do get possession back, but it's nothing like a return of a 5 metre scrum to once you attack water or the water's on. Bit of an injury down. Interesting. With the score at 15-10, Justin, I think if I was out there, I would have taken the points and gone for 18-10. Takes you out of the reach of a converted try or one score. But as we saw down in Ireland playing France, you know, captain's got to make these decisions on what's best, on what they feel at the time, and it's up to everyone else to back them. So fair play to St. Mary's for, and they went far away really in the end.
It's a goal line dropout. And they won't be quite out of the woods yet, Old Belvedere.
Should have a strong wind.
St. Mary's. Kerry, the dangerous outside centre. Into contact he goes. Aspel, such a workhorse, the number 6. Mick O'Gara, McInniff, the loose head prop. And it's play on, and they're in a threatening position against St. Mary's. Riley feeds Corcoran. And Aspel, definitely one of the standout players this season for Mary's. It's McCormack. And they've got a penalty, St. Mary's and Old Belvedere. They've got to keep their discipline.
Yes, I think being close to a yellow card at this rate. Oh, that is a yellow card for Joe Horan. We're down. Belvedere down to 14. Hookers off. Great first carry from the number 6, wasn't it? Just goes to show, you know, you get that first carry in over the advantage line and you get the flow.
Very stocky customer, Dave Aspel.
And so himself and Ronan Waters are very heavy carriers, aren't they? Getting good go forward for the Mary side.
Both former Island under 20s as well. And actually David Aspel of St Mary's and James Bollard of Old Belvedere, they are part of the first ever Irish men's side to beat an All Black team, that Island under 20s team back in 2016 at the World Cup.
Yeah.
So they'll be quite familiar with each other.
James Bollard, exceptionally good person for a start, but exceptionally good prop. Come over from Trinity a couple of years back, and he's added greatly to the environment and the culture of the club. Interesting to see them taking the points this time, Justin.
Good kick shot by Mick O'Gara, and St Mary's have also done well without Connor Dean, their first choice out half, who has scored 82 points this season. And Mick O'Gara, when Connor Dean has been unavailable, has stepped in pretty well, and he's looking like he's running the show as well. What a very good temperament.
Yes, so Connor Dean's an exceptional player, so anyone stepping into his shoes has got a big boost to fill, but Mary's have done well to plug that gap, and actually well worth the 18-10 scoreline at this stage.
Ryan O'Loughlin lays it back. Riley. That's his second kick, almost out on the full. What does the referee say? No, it's picture perfect from the scrum off.
Yes, great kick. Exceptional kick in those conditions. You see the touch judges flagged. It's sort of windy, and then it's not windy, it's sort of swirling around a little bit, but I always say that Belvedere's a left-footed kicker's dream. On the far side you get a nice little left foot. It's sort of just the natural wind flow of the pitch. The great Danny Reardon back in the day, exceptional with his left foot. I see him here today watching, supporting. It's great to see Danny back down.
Callum Darling with the feed for Will MacDonald, doing a good job for Joe Horan, who's in the naughty chair. And Callum Darling looking like he's enjoying himself at the back of that roving maul. But St Mary's, and he's still peeling away with it. What an offload to Will MacDonald. Connell Bird and Pollard did another carry, tackled by McAneff and Ronan Waters. David Wilkinson, Justin Leonard, and then Colin Hogan. It's tackled by Ryan, well actually, yeah, it is Ryan Loughlin, and that's a good result for St Mary's, getting the penalty.
Yeah, it's great defence by St Mary's. A nice chop tackle in the middle and get your hands in on it, But like everything out in the 15 metre areas, if you can get an iso tackle, it's very hard to get your support in early. The ref just having a conversation
with Ray Monaghan, the Old Belvedere coach.
Very hard to see what's going on there, but the end result is a penalty to Mary's. I'm sure they'll kick for the corner and go for another more.
Mick O'Gara, well, he's a very cool customer.
Yep, good player. Obviously pay 10, 12, 13. I'd say he could pay 15 at a touch as well, for the skill set of him. Going back to the original line-out, with Joe Horan off and having Callum can play. Callum Dowling, who's playing 7 today. He's the captain of our under-20s, and he plays a lot at hooker. Very versatile. Ex-Clongowes captain. His brother Leo was playing for Clongowes this week. I went and watched the game. It was a great game. Unfortunately, Clongowes missed out to a strong Gonzaga side, but Leo, his brother, was playing hooker that day as well, and captain.
So Aspel has it, and he pops it back to the skipper and Richie Holpin. St Mary's is looking promising. Hurley, the flanker. And they get another penalty, St. Mary's.
Yeah, great maul there, great maul pressure. I tried to sack it at the start, but the word sack means that they're trying to pull the line-out jumper down straight away. You can tackle the player at that rate, but once the maul gets moving, you cannot bring it down, so that's what Belvedere got caught in. So I'd imagine the process would be repeated.
Halpin, Corcoran, and Halpin is looking for his 7th try of the season at the back of that rolling maul, and he's got a lot of support as well. And they score. St. Mary's, beautiful work, and it is Richie Halpin who scores his 7th try of the season. The captain strikes.
Yeah, the skipper leading by example there. Great maul. It wasn't as tidy as the mauls, but it got the job done. Good score, well deserved. 23-10 with the kick to come.
It's starting to look ominous now for Old Belvedere. Killer blow with that yellow card to Joe Horan, and then conceding the try as well, and the amount of energy that sucks from the side as well.
Is that 3 tries, Justin? 3 tries, yeah.
The bonus point is also in sight now for St. Mary's, and they'll be thinking about that at the back of their minds. And Mick O'Gara drag that one to the right. The 23 plays 10 out here at Ollie Campbell Park.
Yeah, just shaved the upright. It was very close there from Mick O'Gara for the conversion. 23-10 with to St. Mary's with 20 to play.
Wilkinson for O'Loughlin. And he's had to take a lot of ball off the kickoffs from David Wilkinson, but all really easy for him. All in the same position with the same amount of time. Colin Hogan. And he has a go, and he's tackled by Mick O'Gara. Connell Bird for James Bollard, and David Wilkinson. David Butler. Bird with the dummy. McWay. Justin Leonard puts one up to the skies. Tester for Riley. He's bought himself a lot of time, and he's done really well, the number 9. Did really well there to avoid the tackle. And there's an injury for St. Mary's.
Yes, he did very well to cover that. I thought he would have called the mark just to buy a little bit of time, but obviously the ref either missed it, or I see the touch judge with his flag out just to have a conversation.
Here comes 2 subs now for St. Mary's in the form of Peter Starrett, the number 18, and Daniel Lyons. Daniel Lyons was heavily influential in their famous win against Shannon in the first half of the season. St. Mary's that day had 3 or 4 injuries at prop time, and they almost had to forfeit the game, and Daniel Lyons making a return to the front row, and then to get a win against Shannon away from home. Remarkable stuff.
Referee having a conversation with the 2 skippers on advice from the touch judge.
No love lost between Dublin 4 and Dublin 6.
Yeah, well, it's always competitive, but you know, two proud clubs. I've always found it played in the right spirit. You know, great supporters, management teams, always healthy, but competitive.
Two of Ireland's greatest ever art-offs coming from either club. For St Mary's, Jonathan Sexton, and then for Old Belvedere, Lee Campbell. So a lot of history and a lot of meaning. Starrett struggled that time, but Corcoran came to the rescue. Riley has been good at the base. Aspel yet again with another strong carry. Beautiful play from St Mary's. Timmins joining the line for Fanwado. David Flanagan. Riley and McCormack has also been industrious. The prop forward. Riley with a skip ball to Kennedy. Back to Flanagan. Keeping the ball alive. St Mary's. McCormack. Mick O'Gara. And Waters laying it back. Riley with a bullet pass for Carey and Richie Halpin. O'Gara with good hands. Timmins on the right wing. Riley for Lions. Riley, Mick O'Gara whips it out for Miles Carey. Spilt ball from David Flanagan. Very uncharacteristic of St Mary's. Not under pressure there.
Yeah. Yellow card back on. Looks like Belvedere rolling a few subs.
Big Hugh Flood on the park.
Interesting to see whether he goes loose head or tight head. Can play both sides.
James Bollard also coming off. And Conor Wendy. Mulclair is on the field. David Wilkinson is also off.
Yeah, I suppose Belvedere need to roll the dice a little bit and try and just get a little bit of continuity into their game. Marys have all the momentum at the moment. Their play's flowing well. It's all about the next play, really, isn't it?
Bird goes on the short side for Justin Leonard. He goes for the educated boots. He's pretty unlucky. No, he gets the 50-22.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff from Justin Leonard. There was a little bit of doubt there between the official and Mark Patton.
A great kick by Justin. The 50-20 rule came in over the summer. So if you kick from your own half and it bounces out into the opposition 22, you receive the line out. So good read by Justin.
Smart play. Paddy Darling and Old Belvedere looking for a retort here. Joe Horan. Connell Bird. He has a go. Taking contact. Tommy Whittle had to play 9. And McMahon. Paddy Darling, the number 8. Tackled by O'Gara. Here's McWay. Just looking to find that hole. Old Belvedere. Mulclair. And Aspel. Trying to get over that ball. William MacDonald. Bird for Whittle. St Mary's, well, the defensive line, it's like a blue brick wall. Darling looking for a hole. Really good hands from Mulclair. Hogan this time. The base of the ruck for McMahon. And that's gone forward. But it is a penalty to Old Belvedere. Tap and go from Colin Hogan. Good awareness from the fullback. Trying to get back into the game. Old Belvedere have got a big chance now. Everybody thought they would kick to the corner. William MacDonald looking for his second try of the season. Tackled by Hurley. Bird, Leonard, Jack Keating for Kerry.
Oh, great opportunity for Belvedere. Just couldn't quite get the last pass in. Great shutdown there by the right winger on Jack, just cutting it off. Belvedere trying very hard. Strong carries. But in the end, St. Mary's defence is pretty strong. Belvedere scrum. 15 metres out from the Mary's line. A few more subs coming on. Jack Keating just coming off there, replaced by Jack Gilheaney. Can be a natural winger. Can play 10, 12, 13, 15. I suppose today he can play wing as well.
Just down the road at Old Wesley taking on Highfield. Old Wesley are winning 18 points to 3, about 15 minutes to go. So if St. Mary's can come away with a bonus point try and win the game, they will go to second place on the Division 1B. And I wonder if the players know that, if there's been some sort of communication, but you get the feeling that this game is still far from over. Old Belvedere score now. St. Mary's might be in trouble. Really good scrum. Darling, Bird. Butler laying it back for Montclair. Euclid. Good defense from Starrett. Almost getting the turnover. Tommy Whittle for Colin Hogan. Joe Horan. He never stops. The fiery hooker. And Kerry might have given away a penalty there, but it's play on. Will MacDonald. Tommy Whittle. Ariel Robles lets it go.
Yeah, pressure pass there, just spilled on the wing. They'll be disappointed with that. Great opportunity to get back into the game. Yeah, fair play to Old Wesley for entertaining Highfield today. It's a great, very competitive division. Justin, so it's top 4, is that right? Top 4 have a playoff to see who's promoted?
Correct.
So 1 and 2 play at home against 3 and 4?
Because of COVID, only one goes down, one goes up.
Okay, so the winner of the, so if you finish first or second, I suppose is what a lot of teams are going for, get that home advantage, bring another home game to the club.
And Ryan O'Loughlin that time with the carry. And Kerry. It's quick play. Colin Hogan. And McWay tackled by Lions. And Colin Hogan getting involved. It's a very busy player. And Whittle for Justin Leonard with the skip ball. And it's play on here for Ariel Robles. Connell Bird for Joe Horan. The dummy from Bird. Montclair. Tackled by Starrett. Pick and go from McWay. Paddy Darling. Some good footwork. Can they put the hammer down? Yes, they can. Old Belvedere. Callum Darling scores. And Old Belvedere are really back in this game now.
Well deserved try there by Callum. Lovely pick and go. Saw the space. Lovely footwork in the first phase before that from Paddy Dowling. And try under the sticks and meet pie, as they say. Kick to come. Be 23-15 with the kick to come, 23-17.
Well, this game is far from over now.
How much we got left, Justin? 7 minutes? 7 minutes to play, 6 points in it.
And it's a difficult optic for St. Mary's because they know there's a bonus point on offer, but they also don't want to overplay it because they can still lose the game.
True, yeah.
So it's very enticing, and Old Belvedere, they don't want to let that record go when St. Mary's lost one at Ollie Campbell Park all the way back in 2014. So much to play for now.
Yeah.
And this is going to go down to the wire.
I think the space is outside. You know, if they can fix the inside interior defence for Belvedere, if they can fix them, I think there is space outside, but we haven't quite read that yet.
Bird back for Justin Leonard. Straight down the centre of the park. And David Flanagan, the fullback, with a dummy switch. And he needs support. Craig Kennedy, Riley for Aspel. Riley, Mick O'Gara, and Lyons, who's driven back in the tackle. There's an opportunity, Mick O'Gara. This is a really good recovery. Starrett with the offload for Timmins. They lost so much momentum with that tackle and recovered really nicely. McCormack. Looking for that bonus point try. Old Belvedere with a massive play and a massive steal. And they have an opportunity now to build an attacking platform. Really top stuff.
Yes, Joe Horan there with the jackal and the penalty. Got his hands in on the ball. He's a real competitor, Joe. So this is Belvedere's opportunity. Kick for touch. I'd imagine they'd possibly go for the more, but Tommy Whittle's out there at 10 now. They might go off the top, and I think they really have to go for it. Either way.
Mark Fogarty is on the park for St. Mary's, replacing David Flanagan.
Callum Dowling there at scrum half.
So Old Belvedere, they've got an opportunity now. Joe Horan. Connell Bird sniping. Lays it back. Will McDonald. And here's big trouble now for St. Mary's. And you can bet your bottom dollar this is going to be a kick for that 5-metre corner. And the vintage roving wall.
Just it's bringing that sort of rivalry into play, isn't it, Justin? They talked about at the start of the game. It's there's not much in these sides when you do the overall history of it. Was it 17 all? Was the average?
Correct.
But this is Belvedere's chance. They have to execute. Callum in it there at scrum half again. Looks like it's the maul again. So lovely line out.
Paddy Darling that time. Joe Horan at the back. It's looking really good. What a riposte by Old Belvedere. Perhaps their best 10 minutes in the season. Kick to come. Justin Leonard can put Old Belvedere in front.
Oh, excellent ball. Executed under pressure. Brought it down. Nice and tight maul. Square. Got the roll on. They weren't going to let that go. Pressure kick here for Justin. They say left-footed kicker. Wouldn't put it past him. Would be an excellent.
He's got to miss all the seagulls as well.
Yeah, they'll move. It's a home game. There it goes. He's lining it up, checking out the wind. Oh, it
It's
fell
very
over.
unfortunate. You got to
And
be
he got it.
absolutely kidding me. That is unreal from Justin Leonard. The confidence to go for the drop goal and nail it. Incredible scenes. Old Belvedere have the lead.
Oh, don't see that very often when the ball falls off the tee there.
And St. Mary's, for the first time in this fixture, looking like they're a little bit rattled. Can you believe this?
Yeah. So when the ball falls off the tee when you're going conversion, but before you start, when you start your run up, you have to take a drop kick. You can't reset it. So, and then Justin had the nerve and the wit to pick it up, realise the situation, and drop kick it over. We might as well say from the touchline. Was that good? So Mary's going for the quick kick-off, just realising that that time wasn't on their side and just got the kick-off wrong, and so it's a scrum back at the halfway. It'll be Belvedere ball. You see the referee talking to the touch judge.
Old Belvedere, I think it would be safe to say that if they do come away with a victory here, it'll probably be their best ever victory since 2019 when they beat Shannon away from home. And they've got a massive opportunity here and a vital points. And it'll be such a confidence lifter going up against Highfield, but it's not over yet.
Well,
Crazy scenes
they-
here.
yeah.
Mick O'Gara, can he kick 50 metres? But they're going to go for the jugular. Oh, you got to love the AIL. It's still on here. They're still chasing that first victory at Ollie Campbell Park since 2014.
Yeah, it's an interesting call there. So the touch judge came on and overruled the failure to kick 10 metres with a penalty to St. Mary. So it must have been some sort of dissent or something going on. But anyway, it's Mary's opportunity. Here we go.
Ronan Waters. Old Belvedere, they'll have to defend for their lives because St. Mary's know how to win games in this possession. Corcoran. And Old Belvedere also can't afford to give away a penalty. It's Aspel out the back for Mick O'Gara. Timmins. Fogarty. Has to provide support at ruck time. O'Gara. It's taking a while to come out of there. Mick O'Gara. McCormack.
Belvedere just
Starrett.
got to keep making their tackles, and Mary's will be trying to just keep putting the pressure on. But I think if Belvedere just keep getting the chop tackles in and just going waiting for that opportunity.
O'Gara for Fogarty. He needs support. He might be isolated yet. Still play on. And St. Mary's, well, they just really need a penalty. And Old Belvedere. Flood trying to get over that ball. O'Gara, the drop goal is also on. Aspel. Penalty to Old Belvedere. Unreal scenes.
That's the game. Brilliant defence by Old Belvedere. They really needed that, in all fairness. Played really well in the second half. Or I wouldn't say really well, but dug it out. Quick tap, kick it off the pitch, take the points. So Mary's would be fielding hard done by, but fair play to say for Old Belvedere.
It's an epic victory for Old Belvedere, perhaps their best victory in 3 years out of absolutely nothing. It started with that Callum Darling try, and then Joe Horan, and also that key moment with Justin Leonard, all the seagulls, the ball tipping over, and then ice cold from the yard half to stop the drop goal.
That's
It's
why
a
they say.
remarkable result.
Yes, home advantage, as they say. Everything went the way, but you know that just in just a little moment there, that it's fairly unique that you see even the ball fall off the tee, but to read what happened and to get the left-footed drop goal, he'll be delighted, and I think Belvedere will be delighted too. So a great win for the boys.
And also so key because they're flirting with Malone and Banbridge and Navan at the bottom of the table, and that's a big 4 points. I mean, these now they can feel a little bit relaxed going into that Highfield game, depending what happened in the last 10 minutes of that Highfield-Wesley game, assuming Wesley got the victory. Highfield will be lacking confidence. There'll be points on offer there as well, but it's also important for Old Belvedere to cherish this moment. It's their biggest win in 3 years.
Yes, well, you know, that's it, Justin. You know, they one weekend at a time at this stage. You know, they'll be delighted with the win. Next week's next week. As we know, we've got to be flexible with availability, injuries, all these sort of things. But going down to Highfield, you know, but what better test? Great game today, very competitive. Two good clubs going at it, and at the end of the day, Belvedere snuck it. So I suppose they have a 1 point advantage in the stakes now moving forward.
So thanks for joining us, and we'll be back very soon for the next fixture.